Hey, what's up, gang? So this video is actually like a compilation of the TikToks that I've posted over on, well, my TikTok. Essentially what this is over the course of like 4 months, because I'm lazy, I just kind of talked about times that Spider-Man's life has been ruined. It's kind of like a mini series in all of my comic book discussions that I do on TikTok. Not discussions, they're more like overviews. These videos are very heavily inspired by Sir Superboy. So please go check him out. He's much better at this than I am. I'm still, trying to learn how to do all this. But yeah, if you liked it, let me know to do more. Make sure to like and subscribe. All that fun stuff. All these were recorded on my phone, so the audio's not the best, but it's you can understand what I'm saying. It's not that bad. It's just a little echoey. Not that big of a deal. Yeah, I hope you enjoy them. Enjoy! Marvel once tried to replace Peter Parker with a clone of himself back in the 90s. Let me explain. So basically, it's the 90s and everything has to be cool and edgy, and also sales are so down. So companies will do anything to try to sell comics. Like DC, they killed Superman and they got a bunch of more comics sold. Then DC also broke Batman's back. That worked. So Marvel thought, let's replace this guy with this guy, and maybe that will work. So it all starts way back in issue 149 of The Amazing Spider-Man, where this guy here, the Jackal, makes clones of Peter Parker. You can see there's, two guys there. I don't know why I'm moving like it will move me. But yeah, he made Ben Reilly, pretty much. But it was assumed at the end of the story that Ben Reilly was no longer with us. Then we jump way into the future in Spectacular Spider-Man issue 216. Aunt May is like dying or something, or she's sick, and there's like a Peter Parker looking guy, at her hospital bed, but it's like, that's not Peter. Who is it? It's Ben Reilly. It was Ben Reilly. This is when he comes back. After this, Ben returns back to being in the front line, I guess, as the Scarlet Spider and begins to fight crime. But then, there's another Peter clone named Kane, and he kills Dr. Octopus, I guess. Then, oh my god, MJ's pregnant. That's all for this part. You think we're done with Peter clones? No, this guy, the Guardian, shows up and fights Ben and Peter. Oh SpaghettiOs, the Jackal is back, and it's revealed that Peter and Ben may be clones. And then another Peter clone named Spider-Side shows up, I guess. He's here now. He looks really dumb. And then Aunt May just fucking dies. She's dead. She's gone. At least for what this story is concerned. She wasn't actually gone. I lied. But for this story, she's dead. You think we're done with clones? No, this is the Clone Saga. Then a Gwen clone appears, but it's not actually a Gwen clone. If I read it right, I'm pretty sure it's a clone of a different person pretending to be Gwen, or thinks that she's Gwen, but she's not. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird. And then, it turns out, Ben's not the clone. Peter is. What? That's insane. I guess. I don't know if anybody really cares, but Spider-Side dies. Yeah. I don't know why he was here. Who invited him? I don't know. And then Peter was like, I'm the clone. I have a child on the way. I'm just gonna fuck off. He leaves and lets Ben be Spider-Man. Then, Peter got injured, and then his injuries kept getting worse, and he fell into a coma. Also, Kane just kind of disappears for something completely unrelated to the Clone Saga, but he's no longer in the picture. Yeah, Peter's in a coma. But don't worry, that didn't last long. He's fine now. It's literally like, you went into a coma, then he's fine. It's the stupidest thing. Viewer discretion advised for this part. This part's really fucked up. MJ gets drugged, and this puts her into labor, and then the baby ends up being stillborn. And then this is related to a different story, but then this is just so fucked. I don't know why they did this. The stillborn baby is then abducted and taken to Europe. That's a completely different story. But what the fuck? Then Peter and Ben end up finding out that Norman was behind this the whole time, and Norman orchestrated everything. Now you may be asking, did Norman have a presence in this story before this? No, this was a shoo-in. They didn't know how to end it. They didn't know how to end the Clone Saga. This has been going on for a couple of years at this point. They didn't know how to end it. They wanted to replace Peter with Ben. Then they were like, actually we're gonna bring Peter back. And they had to find a way to end this. So Norman, I guess. Then, because we can't have anything nice in this life, Ben gets killed by the Green Goblin's glider, and it's revealed that Peter was the original all along, and Ben was a clone, and everything was orchestrated by the Green Goblin. Yeah. I know that this is a very condensed version of the Clone Saga. I didn't really explain like who Spider-Side was, or who Kane was, or how Spider-Side died, but it just doesn't matter. This thing just kept throwing in characters and throwing in new Spider-Man clones. I didn't even bring up that there was a new Green Goblin who was a part of this, because it just doesn't matter. This thing is so stupid. But yeah, if you want a better telling of the Clone Saga story, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube. This was just kind of a crash course if you just want to sit here for 6 minutes to find out what this is. Now you know the basics. Yeah, you're probably better off not knowing. I hope you enjoyed though. Bye-bye. Hey guys, welcome back to me yapping. Today I wanted to start like a little like sub kind of thing in this yapathon where I talk about all the times that Marvel has ruined Spider-Man's life for seemingly no reason. Now today I want to start with my personal, I guess my least favorite thing that they did ever, and that's Sins Past. But to understand Sins Past, we gotta go way back and talk about the death of Gwen Stacy. So, all the way back in issue 121 of The Amazing Spider-Man, Green Goblin kills Gwen Stacy, who was at the time Spider-Man's longtime girlfriend. It's kind of like debated how she died, if it was Goblin throwing her off or Spider-Man snapping her spine or neck. I think we've come to the consensus that Spider-Man actually killed her. But anyways, she died. But it's very important to note that before this death by the Green Goblin, take note of that, Gwen Stacy went to Europe. Now why is this important? Well, Sins Past decided to retcon that during Gwen Stacy's time in Europe, she cheated on Peter with the Green Goblin. Sorry. She cheated on Peter with Green Goblin on her trip to Europe. For some reason, does it need a reason? It's stupid. Why would they do this? And the reason why Norman killed Gwen, or Green Goblin killed Gwen, it was originally to like torment Spider-Man, because that's his whole thing. He loves to do that. He loves to torment Spider-Man, ruin his life, we'll see examples of that later on in this little yapathon. But it was retconned that it actually wasn't to get back at Peter, or maybe like a little bit, but it was actually to hide the existence of his weird goblin kids, because he got Gwen pregnant. But because of his goblin stuff, the kids, like, it came out in like a month, and they grew up really quickly, and then fought Spider-Man, which is where Sins Past all started. Now, I'm not really sure why they would retcon one of the most important deaths in all of comic books, and it was a huge kind of pivotal moment in Peter's life, and it kind of added to the Goblin's characterization of just really wanting to fuck with Peter's life. I don't know why they would change this, but yeah, that's basically Sins. There's a lot more to Sins Past, but that's all you really need to know.
Hey, what's up, gang? Peep the fit. I'm on my lunch break. I do not work at Seaman Energy. I just thought it was a funny hat. Anyways, today I'm back with, I guess, part 2 of ways that Marvel has ruined Spider-Man's life for no reason. And today we're talking about the big one, One More Day, which is regarded as one of the worst stories ever told, which will play in to something I'll mention later, so remember that. So, interestingly, this story actually starts in the comic version of Civil War, which is very, very, very different from the movies. And we'll get into the main, not the main difference, but one of the big ones just in a second here. So, in the comic Civil War, Spider-Man reveals his identity to everyone. It was like a part of being on Team Iron Man. Also, why he looks so zesty in this? What the? But anyway, yeah, he revealed his identity to everyone, and looks zesty as hell. And this causes Aunt May to get shot because they were trying to shoot Peter, obviously, because they knew he was Spider-Man, and then he got out of the way. Hit Aunt May, killed her. Now at this time, she's probably like an 89-year-old woman, but no. Peter was trying to do everything in his power to bring this lady back. And that's where we get to Mephisto! AKA pretty much the devil. And so Peter and MJ go to Mephisto and was like, yo, bring my 89-year-old aunt back to life. And then this weird-ass motherfucker was like, I'll do it, but for some reason, I want your marriage. Now, at this time, Peter and MJ have been married for years and years and years. This was a big, big thing, really important to the story throughout pretty much, I think this was in the 70s. Correct me if I'm wrong. But pretty much all throughout the 80s and 90s, their marriage is a huge part of the Spider-Man stories. But someone at Marvel at the time, I don't remember their exact name, I don't remember if it was the editor or the writer, did not like this marriage. He hated it with a passion. And so he would do anything in his power to get rid of this marriage. And so he made Peter ask Mephisto to, well, basically what it was is make everybody forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And this would inadvertently reverse everything that has ever happened due to somebody knowing his identity. And bringing Aunt May to life, I guess, is a part of that. Now, this did create a brand new day, which is kind of a reset for Spider-Man comics. Kinda. And it's actually not that bad. I gave it a read. It wasn't that bad. Very enjoyable, actually. But you may have heard that story of One More Day. And if you've seen a recent Spider-Man movie lately, you might be thinking, wow, that sounds similar. Because for some ungodly reason, they decided to adapt the worst story, pretty much the worst story, a widely hated story. That's what they pretty much adapted for Spider-Man No Way Home. they basically adapted One More Day. It's pretty much the same plot. It's pretty much the same plot. And I just find that funny. I find that funny. But they definitely did it a lot better in this than they did in the comics. So, good job.